Am I? What's with the picture? Oh no, it's black. Oh no, what is going on here? Something happened to the camera. Oh well, we might just have to go old technology today. Hold on. I must have done something wrong. Not sure what it is. A bit fuzzy tonight. Can y'all hear me okay? All right. Just a little bit of a shift, right? I don't see anybody in the chat. It's kind of odd too. Are y'all? Yeah, I do not see. Let me see if I can type something in there. The internet's been a little bit wonky for me lately. Chat disconnected. Okay. Please try again later. I hope y'all can get on here. Okay. I'm hoping you can also hear me and see me. So we'll just go ahead and begin. All right. How's that? I'm Christina. This is a Bible prophecy kind of channel and a few other subjects, but if this is a channel for you, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And tonight's chat is going to be about the fallen. True evil is here. It is here on earth. Okay. And it turns out they have been here. And there's proof in the pudding. There absolutely is. Because we were kind of expecting them to come back to prepare for the days that we're heading into right now. So I wanted to first give a shout out to Daily Excellence and Paul and Adrian. I love you guys. And also a shout out to Robert. Thank you for everything. And also he mentioned that he didn't realize that all my current content videos were on maybe another tab than my front page. So if y'all haven't noticed that, I have been making content. Okay, just in case you haven't seen it. Okay. Oh my gosh, I don't know why the chat is disconnected. That's just enraging. It does that sometimes. Well, my comment showed up. All right. We're just going to continue on. Okay. So we knew that the fallen would come back and that in our days, the days that all this would be happening and would be like the days of Noah. Not just that they were eating, drinking, and being merry, but also back in the days of Noah, giants still walked the earth. Where do you think all those bones came from? And the flood was supposed to have been what wiped out the giants. So when you look at like the days of Noah, you also have to think about the fallen angels in the Nephilim. All right. They were in rebellion against God and his creation. So you have to imagine what it was that they were doing back then. And they were eating, lusting, and destroying everything in sight. And when I mean lust, animals too. Okay, things were pretty gross, but the DNA, the corruption of the flesh, was a big deal of theirs. And you can see, kind of like when you're on a forensic science case, you can see that the evidence, like with a serial killer, right? They have their own signature ways. They have their own modus operandi, right? And you can see those characteristics. So if that's what they were up to back then, maybe it's being repackaged, but they're still up to the same thing as they were before. So if you wanted to start just right there and saying, is there evidence that they're back? When you look at what's going on in the world, yeah, just starting there, you can see it. Welcome, everyone. I don't know if I just want to go ahead and restart this chat or what. I might just have to do that. It's a tough decision. Well, at least I'm getting some thumbs up. Okay, so I guess we'll just try to keep going. All right, so what happened to the fallen? Well, we know that 4 of them are chained underneath the Euphrates River, and the Nephilim were killed by the flood. What happened to the rest of the fallen? The story kind of seemed to stop right there, but that's definitely not where it ended, okay? Because, yeah, one day 4 angels are supposed to be released from a Euphrates River in a certain time around our times, right? And the river's dried up. And they found caves and they're hearing sounds. But in Revelation 12, it does tell us that that the angels that rebelled against God were thrown down to the earth, meaning they couldn't go before the throne of God anymore in Revelation 12. That's apocalyptic timing. So they came here. They can't go back up there anymore. Now, what churches taught for centuries, or I'm sure it was centuries, but I know that it was being taught old school when I was little, that one day the fallen would come back and try to pass themselves off as aliens. All right. So that's where you start finding evidence of their return. And they got involved first with the leaders of the world. And that's where all these secret projects started spinning off. It wasn't aliens exactly. I mean, they were alien to our planet, sort of. They're not really of this place. This place wasn't built for them. It's, not human. So in a way, it's alien, but it's really a fallen angel. Okay. So said they'd return before the final battle. Well, if they've been thrown down, yeah, but it was also said that a century before the war, that there'd be a huge increase in technology and that we would eventually destroy ourselves with it. Now, you look back at the 1900s, we start seeing that even as early as 1938, that some goings on were starting to happen. Technology started booming, increasing in an amazing number. And even documentaries tell you that a lot of this technology they got from these aliens. There must have been, okay, but it was kept very, very, very secret. Very secret. And you wonder. Now think about the projects you've been hearing about, right? Let's take a look. All that secrecy in the government, that's why. That's why the interest in projects like the Alan Parsons Project, the Philadelphia Experiment, Project Tesla, Project Stargate, CERN. What do you think they were? What do you think they were doing with all those projects? Wasn't just about building, unidentified aircraft and mastering anti-gravity. No. This was about mind control and vortexes, time travel, and opening doors to God knows where. Okay? I'm pretty sure that Revelation talks about somebody being given the keys to hell, to the abyss. I think that's what it said. And if CERN isn't it, I couldn't think of anything better. That's all I'm saying. That's not just a gate, that's a key. It really is. And they've even been talking about things that have been coming out of that thing, right? The people that it enslaved. Yeah, people have been enslaved because of all of this. You think about the child remote viewers, the abductees, victims of medical experiments, demonic possession and what it has done to close family members of so many people, all this secrecy, all this evil coming into the world, things started changing. Did you notice? Just look at the last 100 years and see how much we've changed. Now, when we talk about deceptions, modern day deceptions that we're looking at now, we're looking at holograms, clones, AI, genetic manipulation, hallucinogens, sorcery, subliminal messaging, monarch programming, virtual reality, idol worship, one world religion, and the mark of the beast system. There are even deceptions in medicine. Early Christians knew that we would eventually destroy ourselves with technology, and it looks like we're on the verge. I mean, look at what happened in Poland today. 2 missiles hidden. No way that was a stray. The technology is just too good. I'm going to refrain from eating this Kit Kat. And what has it led to? Broken families, lawlessness, breaking the connection to the one true God, apostasy of religious icons and leaders, division among races, countries, families, and neighbors, artificial food, genetically modified food, dangerous experimental drugs, and preparation of the world by leaders to accept the arrival of aliens in the future. While the world has wondered about the secret goings on in our government's shadow world, there is a chance that a litmus test was done a while back anyway, to see how people would react if they were told about aliens as they were already selling it. There was a War of the Worlds radio broadcast that was aired back in 1938 where people freaked out. So since then, that's what they always say. Well, if they knew, they might panic. There might be a panic. So instead, now they soothe us into comfort so cozy that people aren't capable of facing the impact and dangers that might have been carried out right under their noses in their military, to citizens that might live right next door to you. This happened to a lot of people. Do you realize the lengths they've performed, what they've gone to in order to keep this dark secret? Or the lives that it costs, the lives it will cost? Aliens. I hate that my chat's not on. I do. Good. We got some thumbs up, so y'all probably can at least hear me. That's good. I always like to say hi to y'all too. Pouting. Okay, so it's not aliens, it's fallen. I mean, I'm sorry if they look like defeathered turkeys, but and I know they're ugly, but that's what happens when you fall from grace. I'm not going to eat this Kit Kat. Put it down. All right. So you look at this evil that's going on in the world. This evil that's coming into it is really manifesting. You can sense it. It makes you irritable. It's making people around you irritable. We can't put our finger on it, but that's what it is. We can sense the darkness just coming on us. And we don't like it, right? But some people are just kind of eating that stuff up, that dark energy. And that's when you get news coming out that the Pope went to Mount Sinai on the 13th day of the month, by the way, with some replacement 10 Commandments. I was beside myself all day when I read that news. I mean, that was one day that I was so mad. I was mad. And I just kept thinking, there are ways that seem right to man, but the end thereof is always death. And that's not the first time the Pope has pulled something. On August 18th, 2021, somebody reported that the Pope had said that the real 10 Commandments were not absolute. So that came out around August of last year. He didn't really acknowledge the true commandment. So his next step is to go to Mount Sinai, give his own 10 Commandments, and throw them down. What is he going to do? Build his own Ark of the Covenant next? I mean, come on. I wonder. And then you think about this. On December 21st, 2021, which was also on a winter solstice day, December 21st, an article came out titled NASA Paid Priests to Figure Out How to Deal with Aliens. Yeah, I'll repeat it. NASA paid priests to figure out how to deal with aliens. If it was, say, an actual ET that's not fallen, okay? If that's what that really was. They'd probably speak in the language of math. That's what I would think. I don't know if you'd really need a priest, but if you've got the fallen around you, a priest might be one of the first people you want to call because they're like into exorcisms or whatever. But you'd want what is perceived as a holy man or group of them to assist in something like what NASA's into, apparently. But they paid these priests. NASA did. They weren't physicists or quantum physicists, or engineers, but priests at NASA. You want to check out what that article says? Close that ad on that page. It starts off its first line. A priest, a rabbi, and an imam walk into a NASA-funded program. Like it's a joke. Okay, that's how it starts. Life in the heavens. They literally say that, in the heavens. Sounding a little biblical here, wouldn't you say? Whether it's angels coming down from heaven or E.T. in peace. It could be one or the other, like an angel coming down from heaven or E.T. coming in peace. See? They're saying it, but they're not. NASA wants to know how exactly world religions would react if it finds evidence of alien life. That's why the agency funded a whole program to find out just that. NASA brought together 24 theologians at the Center for Theological Inquiry at Princeton for a year-long program called The Societal Implications of Astrobiology. That was in 2016. The Times reports the group was tasked with addressing how exactly religions would respond to the discovery of alien life. I mean, come on. They're saying it, but they're not saying it. It's a worthwhile task, especially when you consider that billions of people all over the world subscribe to a religion in one form or another. How would alien life change their perception of God? Is that what you're looking to do? How would it impact things like the biblical creation story? Would religions have to change their doctrine? Are you hearing this? Aliens in stride. Calm down. Don't worry. Everything is cool. Turns out not a lot will change, actually. The headline findings are that adherents of a range of religious traditions report that they can take the idea in their stride. Reverend Dr. Andrew Davison, an Anglican priest and theologian at University of Cambridge who took part in the program, said in a new book, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. The truth is out there. That's another section of it. It's delightful that NASA would bring together a group of religious leaders to talk about aliens for a year. Didn't they bring together a group of religious leaders up to Mount Sinai too recently? However, it's also low-key, telling of how confident the agency is about discovering evidence of extraterrestrial life in the near future. See, they're trying to smooth out the path. There's been a lot of talk about that. Aliens arriving kind of thing. And we Christians, we knew, yeah, they'd be over here acting like they're here to help. Lion piranhas is what they are. Don't you buy that little speech they're going to try to rub you one way with. Nope. Devil's gifts aren't free. I don't know how many times I need to say it, but I need to explain it again. The devil's gifts are never free. They will always cost you more than you can ever afford. Price is not worth it. So sometimes you don't want people's help. You understand what I'm saying? You don't want that help. Your money's not good here kind of thing. Think about it. So they're bringing together these religious leaders. They're keeping it low key. And this was a year ago, 12/27/21. That's when this article came out. Plus, with a brand spanking new James Webb Space Telescope headed to orbit, we're likely on the precipice of finally answering the question of whether or not life is out there. Makes sense that the agency wants to make sure that everyone will be mostly fine with it. Did you just see that last line? And the word mostly is like kind of slanted, italicized from the other bolder words. And we've been hearing a lot lately, mostly peaceful process, kind of mostly. Everyone will be mostly fine with it. Do you understand what that really just said? It's gonna erupt, but they'll call it mostly fine. You know that's what they're gonna do. Gonna just click out of this article. All right. I won't keep you too much longer, I promise. All right. Now, we were talking about religious leaders. That was a year ago. And then last Sunday, a group of apostate religious leaders, they came together in what they call the COP27 meeting around Mount Sinai to present their own new 10 commandments for climate change, aka Mother Earth worship and idolatry. That's what that was. It was also very blasphemous. I'm talking straight up blasphemous. It looked good, but no. Since the Pope took office, he has denied and blasphemed God, the Word of God, and God's eternal name, all in the name of love. And so he packages his blasphemy well. But, you can put lipstick on a pig all day long. It's still a pig. And this is straight up appalling what he's doing. But it doesn't stop there. No, we've got a false Messiah running around in Israel, and people are just totally in love with him too. But this is where it is. This is the effect of the darkness that's coming through. But I know that this was about the angels. When you really put what the government has been doing with these secret projects since the 30s, the stories that we've heard, the things that we've seen, some of us firsthand, it makes sense now why we're having projects like Project Stargate, why we're having ships disappear and reappear miles and miles and miles away in front of everybody, doesn't it? That's kind of some vortex that's angelic kind of stuff. That's messing with the veil. That's opening the doors. They're here. They're all around you. Think about the clones, the corruption of the flesh. Just think about these mRNA things that have been in the recent last 3 years. The virtual reality. They're lulling so many people to sleep and they don't even realize it. But when you think about the rise in technology, the rise in evil that has happened, and it's all been since these aliens got here and all these crazy shifts sometimes, Mandela effects. Where did that come from? You see what I'm saying? We shouldn't be doing stuff like that. We shouldn't be able to do stuff like that. Who would know how to how to do something like that? Who do you think brought that kind of knowledge to the people? We went from the good guys during World War II to somehow from there, while everything where the people were still kind of innocent, we somehow everything got so weird after that. And during that, so they're here, okay? There are creatures here, real evil, and they've been around for a while. And so now they're getting us to the point they're buttering us up to introduce them. Got their space force going on, and the religious leaders getting in on it so that they can help the people just go, oh, okay, everything is fine. Well, it's not okay. It is not okay. There would be deceptions coming onto the world, false miracles even. So be careful what it is that you fall for. All right? What they're about to introduce to us, I promise you, are not aliens. They're going to tell you that they are, but they aren't. They're ugly. They're ugly. And yeah, they're super smart. But I mean, look where they came from. Of course they're smart. They're not human, so they can do things. But don't fall for it. Don't fall for their smooth talk. Their, oh, I'm here to help talk. No. And don't listen to your religious leaders go, oh, it's okay. No, it's not okay. You can't serve two masters. I'm sorry. Anyway, I just, if it were possible, you could deceive the elect. We're the elect. Anyway, I don't want to keep you very long. I love you guys, and I really hope that you could hear me. I'm sorry about the chat, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay? Bye.